Last time on the Empire Initiative. As the battle at the Orc outpost continued, the final beam began to coalesce. To the shock of everyone, it erupted into a 60-foot pyramid, destroying the outpost and almost every Orc left standing. The only Orc to survive was Zoga the Fearless, and the Crusaders quickly captured him for interrogation. Desperate to return to his family, Zoga promised to abandon Blood Harvester Friend to start a new life outside the Wode. Victorious, the crew made camp near the pyramid they had spawned, but as they got settled, they were approached by a dark figure. Much to their surprise, it was another frogfolk, who revealed himself as Boulder, the leader of an organization he called the LEAP Syndicate, and he was eager to meet the rumored Frog King. This is episode 15, Leap of Faith.
So you guys are at camp, and he has introduced himself. I am Boulder, leader of the LEAP Syndicate.
It's very nice to meet you. What is the LEAP Syndicate?
I thought you would never ask.
Asks immediately.
It's great to meet another frog, but that is, well, first of all, as one frog to another, I love a pun. That's great stuff. For any frog-based wordplay is always appreciated.
She really does. He means that.
So he clasps his little thin froggy hands together. How's Dart, by the way, out of curiosity? We talked about this before, but I keep forgetting.
I think, God, I don't remember. What did we say? I feel like we said I was 18.
But yeah, and that adulthood is around
10.
10.
They're mature at 10. Then there was 5 years of maturity and then 3 years of wandering, I think is what we said.
Gotcha. So
I think. I can double check that.
Yeah, I had thought it was less time. I'm just trying to think of, I had an idea of how old he was, but I don't want it to not make sense. Full maturity at 10 years, spent a couple of years there. Okay. You were right. That is what you said, and I do remember now. It did make sense to me. So Boulder is about 5 years old. He is not an adult, but he is close to as far as bodily development. He's a little bit he's smaller than Dart.
It's another kid,
but he looks pretty but he looks like I guess he'd be kind of like a teenager, right? Like an early teen. So it's probably a mix between malnutrition and being younger than you. That's how much smaller he is.
It's the guy who works with me. He's 19. He looks like an adult man, but he's clearly not an adult.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm going for as far as his age, and just kind of to give you guys a perspective, looking at this is the first time you guys have seen another frog kid.
I feel like we're doing the same thing, which is the tennis ball match, back and forth,
and it's the middle of the night, and Drift is just it's he starts to duck behind some grasses and stuff, as if he thinks he's as if he's a nature. He's in a nature documentary. He's can't disturb them. Don't want them to. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. This is a rare sight. That is what Drift is doing. He is I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna serve. I don't want to scare you. Observation, yeah, exactly. The satellite peers going observation mode. So that's what Drift is doing, and because he's all black and he's shiny from the coating of some slime that frogs have on them. So the firelight is kind of reflecting off of him, and there's this orange sort of glow, and you're kind of the frog that stood in the flames is now standing in front of a frog reflecting flames back at him. I don't know. It's just an image that I have in my mind. And you're looking back and forth, and he says, the LEAP Syndicate is a secret organization of frogkin that I have founded. I was born as property. I escaped. I have done my best to save who I can. However, the only reason I was able to escape is because the farms are very dark, and I was born with a hyperpigmented skin. So from time to time, I sneak my way back into the farm, and I will take a tadpole that is dark. There is not many of us, but we are strong, and we can be stronger with your help. We had heard whispers, because we're always watching the orcs. We had heard whispers of a frog king here to liberate us. We thought it was a fairy tale. We thought they were just trying to scare their children. But then we heard of things happening. Hunting groups being slain. The sound of the silhouette of a frog wearing a crown. The flames behind him in the darkness. Yes, with the blue flames. And I was certain that there was some validity to it. And he looks like he's being vindicated. Like, as he's explaining himself, he's becoming more and more vindicated. And he's like, I knew that I just needed to wait for another incident, and then we could find you. And when I saw that pyramid, I knew it had to be you. I knew it had to be you. And he didn't believe me. But just wait. I want to save everyone. I don't think that's possible. But that is why I founded the LEAP Syndicate. Liberate, empower, annihilate, propagate. We will rebuild. LEAP.
Before I make my response, you're going to get me a pair of those sweatpants.
Make that juicy.
Oh, it's going to be LEAP, and then the things are going to go down each leg.
Oh my god, so 2004.
Yeah, and I was at my peak.
Amazing.
Okay, let's process. Propagate.
That's always been Dart's fucking thing. I am very proud of us for not, like, screaming instantly.
It's so hard.
It was worth the wait.
What a way to come back.
I was like, oh my god, I just want to tell you guys the acronym. The acronym is also his game plan.
Can you please restate the acronym? What? Keep. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Liberate, empower, annihilate, propagate, LEAP.
Fuck. This is so hard.
Boulder ain't fucking around.
I gotta Google something.
Rain instantly starts making patches.
We gotta get that merch going.
If it didn't mean the same thing, I'd think it was so cool if there was liberate, extricate, annihilate, and propagate. But extricate and liberate mean the same thing.
Yes, I was looking at extricate. That was one of the words I was looking at. So like, I actually didn't want to use liberate because of the hamster. I don't know why, but I was like, that's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's just a reference.
It's bringing it.
Yeah, it's bringing it. This is Ryan's wheelhouse.
It's full ham circle. Hamster, ham.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
In the fucking stock. Who else is giving you this, folks?
This is cutting edge.
Subscribe to our Patreon now.
Bleep, thank you.
Yeah, so that is his speech that he's been working, like, he's just been so worked up to give. And he's just kind of like,
He's impassioned.
will you help us? Are you really here to save us? He's looking at you with a glow of hope in his eyes that you remember seeing in your own children.
I'm going to step forward and give him a big old hug.
He's like stiff. You like hug him, he doesn't pull away, and he just immediately stiffens.
While I'm hugging him, I'm going to whisper into his ear, we're going to be such good friends.
He just like gives like a deep rumbly laugh.
No, that's not even the best part. Then I'm going to step back, and I know his reaction time will be good enough to pull this off. Tongue 5.
Literally no hesitation.
0 rehearsal.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
First of all, love the acronym. That is amazing.
Thank you.
I bet your stronghold is really hopping
He's been dying to use that.
for at least 5 minutes. So
He smiles, but looks a little sad when you say that. Just a little.
But in all seriousness, that is absolutely why I'm here. To liberate frog folk. I really, 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 really
He starts to like sink a little bit, like he's bending his knees as you're saying really, really, really.
hate orcs.
He just springs up and just jumps up like 4 feet in the air. And he's just like, "Grrr!" And he lands. Like, he's just like, there's so much coming out of him right now, if that makes sense. Like, it's just so much like teenage boy adrenaline.
Oh god. I want to do an insight check.
Sure.
When you mentioned the base, whatever. 11.
Normally I would say that you're not like familiar enough with frogs, but you are. So I would say you could tell that he looked a little sad, but you couldn't really parse more from it. It was just kind of like, that made him think of something. Kind of sort of thing. Maybe he seemed a little sheepish.
I'm just going to venture a guess and say that you don't have soldiers, but what you probably do have that could be very, very useful is knowledge of the layout of the orc camp and the location of frogs.
I do contain that knowledge, correct. I also have a contact on the inside. A frog contact. A frog. Frog contact? Yeah, frog contact.
On frog.
No, I have a contact on the inside. Hog. Only a frog. I do not have an orc. I think, as much as I would detest working with them, that if we were able to get that, it would be helpful. Currently, I can only take 1, maybe 2 tadpoles at a time. Extremely dangerous every time.
Question.
Short windows to work with, time-wise. And I don't have a clock.
How many tadpoles have you liberated so far?
Define liberated.
They're not in the farm.
But it's still alive.
Yeah.
About 7 that are useful. 5 that are too young. And he'll basically say, not all of them make it. Like, he saved more tadpoles than that, but not all of them make it. And part of the issue is that we don't have an established base. We need one. A base of operations. Somewhere where I can raise warriors safely, train warriors safely. Where I'm the only formally trained warrior we have, and everyone else has learned from me.
Okay, well, first of all, you were so incredibly brave, and I'm sure you've done everything you could, and I am so, so proud of you. 2?
He has to drop his gaze from your gaze, he's like, thank you, my kid.
We're gonna rescue more. I'm gonna help you.
The Syndicate's gonna fucking love this. I'm like, he kind of like breathes a sigh and make an insight or a medicine check.
16.
Okay, he's exhausted. When he lets out a sigh, you see like his legs almost collapse underneath him. He's exhausted, and he looks like he looks like a little bit skinny, so he might be hungry. If you just immediately like he after that adrenaline has like just peaked and started to wear off, he's just like, thank you, my king. Thank you.
Would you like water? You want some pancakes?
Yes. Pancakes.
I think you need some pancakes. I bet he doesn't know. Oh, you've never had pancakes? And Flux is just freaking out. It's Flux's favorite thing in the whole world. Like, in a good way, not like I know.
Can Boulder see Flux? No, you feel Flux freaking out. Got you, okay.
I don't know if he has frog senses that might sense that, like, it's not.
I mean, he's got dark vision, but any sort of sense that Dark has, he has. So he doesn't have like any sort of extraneous detection abilities as far as you're aware.
Here's my decanter. Just start pouring. We should
It's
like
endless.
he sort of like looks a little bit curious, but he like picks it up and kind of scoops it with his both hands and just starts pouring it like on his head and like over his like back. And he's not wearing any clothes, but he does have like a belt with like weapons on it, notably a dagger and like a little blowgun.
We need to do it just in case.
Okay, yeah. So he's pouring the water over himself, and it's like pouring over the top of his head. He's kind of closing his eyes, his side lid is closing, and he's like opening his mouth and like drinking the water that's like pouring off the top of his head. If that makes sense, like as it cascades down his face, and he's just like.
It's endless. Do this as long as you want. Oh.
He kind of shakes off a little bit of the excess water. He's like, I haven't had fresh running water in a few days.
I'm gonna give him a pill bug.
Rain is making
Quickly snaps it up and
He's gonna need his strength. We've got lots of work to do.
Drift like kind of starts to stand up out of the shadows, and when Drift starts moving, Boulder like jumps a little. He's like, oh,
Friend.
oh.
Oh, by the way, these are my friends and compatriots. They'll be assisting us in the liberation.
I am Boulder. I have not met your kind.
That's Rain. That's Zevari. That's Drift. He's new.
Drift like gives a cat paw thumbs up and just like a toothy smile, like trying to seem like sweet, docile. He like kind of ducks his ears back, but he's like accidentally looks a little menacing, and Boulder just kind of like side eyes him a little, like doesn't say anything, just kind of like looks around.
Rain starts making pancakes and makes like regular ones, but then goes and finds like a spider web, and that's like vacant, and grabs a branch or whatever and starts like getting bugs all in it, and then mixes the pancake batter with the bugs. So that it's like a buggy pancake.
It's just
And then puts like soup, like maybe some of the tea remnants, like maybe I like have like the tea is already used, but like the buggy bog tea, but maybe use that to like use like an infused maple syrup of that bug attracting tea herbs, or not herbs, whatever, It looks like you can use it one
So that
last
bug
time.
will like come down and stick on it right before he eats it.
Yeah.
So he's watching you cook with an intense fascination. Like he doesn't really say anything unless like somebody unless he notices that somebody's like watching him do this. What is she doing?
cooking.
It's something.
I've read about it.
Okay. Yeah. It's
I didn't know how it was done.
It's a human invention. They apply heat to food to make it into better food.
It's kind of like turning his head sideways.
Then there's crispy bits, like I've heard that the wings get even more crispier, and then there's flavor. Have you ever had flavor on your tongue?
He eats bugs. Of course, he's had flavor.
But like
Sweet, delicious bug flavor.
Sometimes I dip my bugs in algae.
I would love
It
to.
reminds me of the farms, but sort of in a way I can't explain why I like it.
But you like
And he
it.
looks like kind of ashamed. Like when you like make that face to what he says, he's like, oh well, I don't know. I guess I don't know why I like it. Like, you know what I mean? Like
It wasn't a judgmental. She's just like, oh.
and he's like
Rain looks at him
offensive.
and is like, noted. Next time I see some good algae, I'll get it. And then just like keeps making the pancakes and just like acknowledges like his like flavor choices.
I scoop a bottle every time I go.
I don't want to overwhelm it. That's a lot to take in.
That's why I just want to give him some pancakes.
Pancakes and water.
Ooh, haha, and some water. With bugs.
So he takes he looks at the pancakes for quite a bit of time before deciding to try them, and he'll just kind of like lean forward and his tongue. You've never seen a frog tongue move this slow. He just sort of like lulls his tongue out very slowly, where it's just over his bottom lip, and he just grazes the edge of the pancake. Like, he's almost, like, horrified by the idea of, like, trying something cooked. Like, he's kind of like, right? And immediately, well, actually, roll to see how good the pancakes are.
I was like, do it, should I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Flux's die.
That's probably likely better than anything you have still, but...
I feel like it's an 11. But
I think it could be like your survival, or you could use intelligence for cooking, or wisdom.
it could be a 12.
So he's like,
So first,
missing something. And then he like takes another little taste with the syrup. And just like got like just like not even like chewing it, just sort of like tossing them back into his mouth. And you know what I mean? Like, and just using his mouth. No hands, no utensils, just delicious.
You guys wouldn't know this, but that's actually highly complimentary.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I have much gratitude. Thank you. And he kind of like holds his stomach and he's like, I ate too much. And it wasn't like, you didn't give him like a huge portion, but like,
He's not used
not used to eating very much, so he's like, I'll let it settle.
That's what I wanted him to rest.
You just need to rest a little bit.
I wanted to buy his time.
Meantime,
Fill him full of carbs.
why don't you tell me about what you know about the farms and how they're laid out, so we can start making a plan for rescuing the frogs.
Would you tell me about what you know about our culture, our people? I only know this jungle. I only know this Wode.
Well, I can tell you that there are a number of different kinds of frogs, depending on what sort of environment they grew up in. Jungle frogs are different than forest frogs, different than lake frogs.
I have seen there do seem to be differences between us.
I personally am a forest frog. I can't tell you everything about our culture, but I can tell you about the village that I was from.
You were from the village.
I was. Or
So-
destroyed it.
The villages were real.
They were, and I'd like to bring them back. My village was centered around cranberry bogs, which is like a swamp filled with fruit. One fun thing we like to do.
I like fruit.
Yeah, I grew it. Lots of it. Fields of it, as far as you could see.
And he's like very just so into. He's hanging on your every word.
We also ride giant spiders.
Giant spiders.
Yeah, I got one.
I've seen giant spiders in the forest. Could we ride them?
Yeah, I can teach you how.
You know how to tame them.
I ride one, his name's Charlie Bigbottom.
What an excellent name.
Thought so too.
So I could get spiders for all of my soldiers.
I mean, eventually, yeah. They're a little hard to tame. It takes some time.
We can do anything.
That's true. That's true.
And when he says that, like as he says we can do anything, you see he like rests his hand on his dagger. He doesn't like grip it, he just rests his hand on it.
Before we do anything, before we start realizing all of our dreams, we gotta free our people from these orcs somehow. That's what I came here for. I heard that there were farms and that they were eating us, and I cannot abide that.
You've heard correctly. Mainly they seem to like the eggs.
That is an abomination.
However, they eat us at every life stage. There are some of us that they keep alive to work the farms. That is how I escaped. I was kept to be a worker. Shortly after I learned my language, my job, I saw an opportunity and I escaped. So, all I have frog-wise is what I learned from my caretaker. She wasn't exactly my mom. I'm pretty sure they ate my mom.
That's tough.
But yeah, and yeah, he's just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a large operation. There are multiple spawn chambers. There's a chamber mainly for eggs and tadpoles. There is an algae farm. There is, just outside of the city, there are bug traps. There are these large carnivorous plants that attract bugs. They go there and they scoop bugs out of it and they blend it into a slurry and feed it to us so that we may not gain any magical benefits from the bugs that live here at the Wode.
Is that what happened to the pancakes because I cooked them?
You didn't use any magical bugs. Okay. But they were delicious. Magical does not necessarily mean delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Some are delicious. I like the sneaky snails.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good bar name.
I wonder what it is like to go to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he'll say like, so we don't have a base. We are nomadic, which is tough. There are a lot of things in this jungle that like to eat us. It also makes it very hard to care for the young. He will also say we are very limited in supplies. We have recovered some weaponry, but mainly we are working with things that we can craft. We have a resident crafter. His name is Sunny. But yeah, he makes all of our weapons except for mine, and he puts his hand on his dagger again, and this time he like draws it, and you can see that the dagger is like, it looks like it is like shiny and jet black, just like he is. It looks like it's made of like obsidian, almost like the entire dagger is one solid piece of obsidian. Like there's no like separation from the hilt and the blade. It's very unusual. And he kind of like, he just pulls it out like without the blade like facing out, like sort of like facing down. And he just kind of like shows this and he says, no one is to touch my weapon.
That is a very unique dagger you have there.
It is indeed. It is the key to our success.
How so?
Keyblade.
It kills orcs.
Indeed it does. It kills orcs. It is everything to me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to, Sunny, is your crafter?
Yes.
Okay, so it just so happens that I am, not an expert, but I am pretty knowledgeable in two things. One, while I have a blade of my own, my weapon is the bow. I'll pull my bow out and show it to him.
I have read about these, but I have not found one intact.
I may not have the size and strength of an orc, but with this weapon, I can attack them from a distance to make up for that fact.
That is very useful. My second in command specializes in using the dart gun, or I should say the blow gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our arranged weapon.
Smart. Very smart. There are lots of useful poisons that can be put into those.
And he will say, I specialize in using my dagger here, but I do also have some arcane abilities.
Me too.
Me 3. Me 4.
But that brings that real quick. I wanted to talk about my second special training, which is guerrilla warfare.
Excellent.
Are you familiar with punji sticks?
Oh god.
What are those?
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Okay, so what you do is you dig a big hole, right? Then you take a bunch of sharpened sticks and you cover them in poop. Okay? Poop.
Disgusting. And he looks excited when he says that.
Then disgusting. You put all the pointy sticks in the hole with the pointy end pointed upward with the top on it, right? And then you cover it with leaves and stuff so that they can't see what the hell. Then they come running after us. We make them chase us. They run over the hole and they fall into it and they get stabbed by the pointy sticks and then they get sick from the poop on the sticks. That's just one of my many ideas.
It is brilliant. That is brilliant. I have been looking for books on tactics and warfare, but you would be surprised that there's not a lot of books around here.
You should always pull from multiple sources, not just dark sources. We'll get you more.
We'll get you right.
So yes, I like this idea of the.
What kind of arcane things?
My question is, and he literally puts his hand up to sort of like shush you almost because he's so into this trap thing.
He's so into the shitty sticks, the shit stick.
My question is, are there other things that we can put in pits?
Oh yeah. Snakes!
Snakes.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
Poop-covered snakes. It was just so obvious.
When you say that, you don't see anything, but you hear it. Shadow Viper. Lurking in the shadows, just having a little chuckle.
Shadow Viper's low-key the funniest fucker on us.
So you need to put your hand on the dagger. I was just like, I need to protect him. I was like, wait, nah. Shadow. I like calmed down, like
Rain relaxed.
trust Shadow.
Snakes. And then he realizes once he's like, oh yes, snakes. And then he's like, you said something.
What are your arcane abilities? Are you more like offensive, defensive?
Offensive.
Okay.
Mainly related to. And he sort of like he like puts his hand over his dagger again. He doesn't like put it on it, he just puts it over it. Kind of like
Related.
Alright, that's what I was thinking. It's like the duel.
But yeah, it's mainly concerning. I mean, he kind of like seems a little hesitant to like explain further, and he's kind of like giving you this look. Make an insight check.
Oh my god. 13.
You're not exactly sure what he is doing, but he's like trying to gauge you in some way, but you're not exactly sure what it is that he's concerned about.
Would it help if I told you more about myself?
Perhaps, yes.
Okay. My name is...
If you do not mind.
No, I don't mind. We're all friends here. Or at least we all trust each other so far. I am a cleric of Asmodeus. I am best at attacking people from long ranges. Healing is also a specialty of mine as well. I have a number of healing spells. And I don't fight with weapons. I am magic, so that's what I use.
Long range specialty as well, then. When you say cleric of Asmodeus, who is Asmodeus?
That is a long story. Okay, maybe it's not a super long story.
The Lord of the Hells.
The Hells?
Do you know what hell is?
That's probably a
Just final
time. The point is, she's got this magic spell where she goes like this, and crazy magic fire shoots out of her hands and blows stuff up.
I can make fire.
Ooh, fire frog.
I can also do this. And he draws his dagger and just like throws it like into a tree and just... And as soon as it sticks into the tree and he kind of like starts to bring his hand back, the dagger reappears in his hand and he puts it back into its sheath.
Dope. That's cool.
Check this out, and then I just belch.
Wow. Amazing. Our people are so powerful. Any other questions for Boulder currently?
You should get some rest. We'll conquer this pyramid on another day.
I will attempt to rest.
You need help going to sleep? I have a spell that can magically help you sleep.
I do not have a problem sleeping. Resting is sometimes difficult.
I understand.
What will help you rest? Knowing that your froggies are safe.
And he just kind of like shakes his head. He's like, it's complicated.
Okay. I mean, I ask myself the same thing every day.
King, Zevari, Rain, Drift. Have you guys heard the ringing noise?
Not us.
I hear it.
We don't.
You hear it.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of gives you like a knowing nod. I hear it as well.
I bet you do.
Though, when I first started hearing it, I felt like a lot of pain to the point where I couldn't even think. But now, when I hear it, I feel nothing. But I still hear it. Every day. Twice a day.
Well, we're going to put a stop to that.
Though, I shouldn't say exactly every day, because sometimes we are outside of its range. We've sort of mapped out what the range of it is, because most of us hear it. But yeah, after a while, it stops hurting. Every time I would hear it, or almost every time I would hear it, I would pass out from the pain and feel sick from it. But I don't know if I just got used to it or what. It doesn't do that to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you still felt the pain.
For now. But I think I know how to make it stop.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The chief of the orcs, he has an item. It causes the sound. If we can take it from him, it'll stop.
We will take everything from him.
Oh yeah, tongue five.
Drift is like, ooh. Touching tongues. Mm-hmm. And he kind of just like, not my culture. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It would be weird for tabaxi to like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he's imagining too. Probably like two sandpapery tongues. Which is not possible. It's like, two
different grits.
Two snakes. Yeah, rubbing together like against the grain. Just not a thing. Not possible. If some things are just too horrible.
Just for my own comprehension.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are ready to like go to bed and stuff, and he said that he'll take you to like the rest of his, crew in the morning. But yeah.
I'll take first lunch.
You'll take first lunch. Okay.
Yeah, I want to inspire hope in the frogs he's rescued so far, but I don't want my I don't want confirmation of my existence to reach the farms, because I'm afraid the orcs might use the frogs in the farms against me somehow.
Understandable.
So we gotta, I don't know exactly how it's all gonna go down, but I feel like we have to either free all the frogs without the orcs finding out first, or we have to kill all the orcs and then free the frogs.
I feel like as we learn more about them, probably the answer will become a little bit more clear.
Probably.
And also, as he was talking about how they're nomadic and that's causing survivability issues.
Yeah, my people need
They need a home.
consistent spawning pools that we can protect to make sure that our young make it.
Like in this pyramid right here?
With a river nearby.
I mean, it sounds like they've pretty much got a whole area set up for a frog community. They're just harvesting from it, but they've already got
we just need to take back the area.
Yeah.
Then it's already set up for their survival, right?
We can talk more about it if he thinks it's viable.
I would assume, I guess, that you guys would have asked approximately where, and he will say that they are beneath the city. There are catacombs beneath the city that have been converted into these farms.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not it's not outside of the city, it is within the city, beneath it.
Okay.
So, It's not that it's impossible to control that area, but it'd be very difficult without killing everyone who's in those buildings, or at least, because it's not like the entire city. It's not like it's just like there's like a main catacomb structure under the city, and that's where it is.
Alright. Well,
So you could potentially control that area, but you would need to take a chunk of the city itself in order to control the area, the whole area.
we took over the city of the glass pool. We could take over the city of the frog pool.
Not sure.
If we lead my people out of this world, we'll have to, build a home for them. If only I was, some kind of powerful lord who could acquire resources, put that kind of thing together. Oh, wait, I am.
Insert or
You gotta get the people there, yeah.
crown.
Yeah.
Question, Jim, how long did it take us to get here in the Wode? Was it 2 weeks?
So, from the actual entrance to the Wode to where you are now, I want to say that it was. So it's been about 10 days.
Okay.
Roughly 8 of those was finding the place. So and then you guys rested right after you found the place, and then you're resting now. So now it would be the 10th day, which does mean that we are inching we're inching very close to the 7th month. So getting very close to having a month, just straight up a month before the Jubilee.
And when
within a couple of days, I think it's probably going to be a month until the Jubilee, because the Jubilee is on the first or the second of the 8th month, right? I can't remember the names of the months.
You better look up that document.
Nobody tell my extremely traumatized former POW new best friend about the extremely fancy party that we're going to someday.
No.
Then we'll have to explain what parties are. It's going to be a whole thing.
Well, I know what ability is. It's another team.
Basically, you guys, when you started this journey, it was towards, the middle of the 6th month, which is soon. You guys are now entering the 7th month, which is Lethandri. The 8th month is Poloran, and I think it's the 2nd of Poloran is the Jubilee.
The week of, yeah.
Yeah, the week. And then the last day of that week is the ball. Is that correct?
But we're expected to be there.
We're expected to be there. But they would like it if we could be there 2 weeks before for fittings and whatnot. But they did say if we can't make it that early, that is fine.
So essentially, that's a little more than 2 weeks from now is when they are they said, Zevari, you should be here 2 weeks before. So
in 2 weeks.
Yes, roughly a little bit more than 2 weeks. Also, the trial is 2 weeks before the Jubilee starts. It's
just a couple days.
It's
oh my god.
It's right at that time. So, and not
It's not a month before
the actual Jubilee. Yeah.
Once for the actual Jubilee, 2 weeks before. So it's a few weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
So things are really really sort of getting crunchy time-wise. But
Can I pour this real quick?
yeah. But you guys can do it. You've worked on tighter schedules.
So now Zevari is figuring out this timeline in her head now that she's laying down. She's like, I have to leave here in a few weeks.
There you go. Yeah, you do. I should probably be leaving then too.
I thought you said you wanted to be there.
Yeah. I have to. I want to see Zaris, but I have to learn about stuff before I make a fool out of everything.
I will teach you what I know. Starting right now.
Or you're just tromping down on chips.
I know. For ballroom dancing, you'll have I've seen people say that you'll have best flow, mobility, I guess you would say, if you keep your arms situated on your wheels more like this. You say it feels really weird dancing, but it makes things a bit smoother.
I've never been like a smooth, flowy dancer. I'm more like a quick, like static. Like,
I mean, why don't you have flux and like lack of gravity make you flowy? That would be really fun.
I never thought about using moonlight to dance before.
Maybe try it out.
I guess you thought about it.
Under the moonlight.
Oh, you
Yeah, in fact, the moon.
Is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
I was looking up some of my notes. So,
Helping Rain learn how to dance flowily.
I go into Moonglide and I like start dancing with you.
Mm-hmm. Typically
I'm waiting.
I was typically the woman lead, so I would lead.
Yes, I should let Zara sleep. Yes, okay. I was like, Zara would what? No, this.
Now, technically, with ours, you would lead, but
this is their day.
The girls dance under me.
Drift will pull out what is that cat type like instrument? I can only think of a kalimba, but it was like your cat playing kalimba.
Castanets.
Castanets.
No, that was Jade.
Yeah, Jade played the castanets. The kalimba. Was that Sonata?
Yeah.
Okay, Sonata. Well, Drift plays the kalimba. We'll just go, yeah. So we'll take out the kalimba and pluck a little tune for you to dance to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like all right at playing it. He knows a song or two.
I feel like it's like moon dance, like.
Yeah, exactly. And then Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah,
That's the other one he knows.
in the Final Fantasy like credit. Like.
Yeah. So we got 3 songs in his repertoire, all bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Back to back.
All bangers.
I know what instrument a tabaxi wouldn't play. A shamisen.
That is correct. Wouldn't work out very well, probably.
I would like drums.
Glitter patterns.
Mm-hmm. And then like the things that brushes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it for sure. That's cool. Instead of the whatever, I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. But yeah, so play a little tune, and Boulder is curled up in like a nearby tree, sort of like a low limb, and sleeping. I know Rain said she would do the first watch. That's cool. I'm going to use this opportunity to pour myself some cheeses.
I'm gonna use this opportunity.
Let's go straight
Cheese in the bowl.
We are them dancing.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're gonna go Rain and
Let's do it real quick. Oh my god.
okay.
18.
I'm just saying about ours and not like letting them down.
Right, that makes sense though, actually.
Zemari's heart goes boom.
Yeah, so Rain's taking the first night watch. Give me like a perception check. Instead of running now. 25. Oh, wait. No, it was already past the evening. Okay. 25. So with the 25, you notice that Boulder is like not sleeping soundly, if that makes sense. He's like tossing and turning. His legs are twitching. He like is kind of like he's like it almost looks like he's like thrashing in a way. It almost looks like he's like fighting in his sleep.
I sing Song of Rest for him.
That's interesting.
Because my bard ass would want to like try to soothe him asleep. Settle down, little froggy. Settle down, little froggy. The trouble's gone away and dawn is gonna slay all the fears you're dreaming, little froggy.
With the Song of Rest, I I had him make another had him make another con save with advantage, which you didn't know he was making a con save, but he was. And he settles down after a few minutes of you singing, and starts to sleep more soundly.
So anyone can spend a hit die during a short rest to add a d6, but I guess it's a long rest, so whatever.
So mechanically, he had a level of exhaustion that he was not not sleeping soundly, so he was going to get another level. But because you rested him, he has instead healed that level of exhaustion. But yeah, Ray wouldn't know that, but she knows she settles him down.
Ham fact it up.
What, in your character's opinion, makes a good leader? And if you have any examples, that's cool. Or however your character wants to express that idea.
In Zevari's opinion, what makes a great leader is someone that other people are proud to rally around and are proud to work for the same cause as you, if that makes sense.
Like, that it's important for the people behind a leader to believe what their leader believes.
Yes, a leader is only as strong as the people behind them. That is something Remu's always told the children.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would say. For sure.
She also thinks something that makes a great leader is a willingness to make hard decisions. As a leader, you're faced with many issues, not all of them good. Sometimes the politically correct decision isn't the morally correct decision. So being able to navigate that properly is a sign of a really great leader, in her opinion.
Good things ours, that's me.
Then you just leave the room by going up the stairs on your hands while carrying a massive book.
I think Dart would say that a good leader, or a good quality in a leader, is accountability, in so much as they take responsibility for their choices and the consequences of those choices. And also, a good leader never asks their people to sacrifice anything that they would not be willing to sacrifice themselves.
That's good.
That's what Dart thinks.
Great. So do you think then that, like, a leader who is willing to sacrifice anything personally, like, is justified in asking that of, like, his people?
No, because Star Wars, only Sith deal in absolutes. I feel like
Yeah.
if you're that, like, committed to your cause, it causes you to lose sight of things, I guess is the way I'd put it. There's such a thing as asking too much.
Absolutely.
Definitely. That was good. That was, like, really noble. So to contrast that, I'll go next.
Okay.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
So Zaris, first off, a really good leader, you know, like, ideally, it wants to be hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. 100 God. The hotter the better, right? Because, like, people have to want to, like,
Get behind you.
They have to want to look at you. They don't even necessarily have to, like, want to get behind you, but they have to, like, either love to love you or, like, love to hate you, you know? And if you're, like, really hot, that, like, already kind of puts you in that, like, sort of mode.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Absolutely.
you want people to be jealous, like, but only, like, a little, right? And it's, like, better, I think, for people to be jealous of, like, your physical appearance than, like, your money and shit, because, like, beauty is forever. But anyway, also, I think
we have the same parents, the same households.
Well, I mean, I also think that leaders, you know, good leadership, at least, they should be, like, tapped into the people that serve them. Like, you have to serve the people that serve you, because they're putting their trust in you, and you have to like understand them. I feel like the council, like in particular, always forgets about that. Like they just think that like they think of civilians as like, I don't know, like subhuman or something. It's weird. Like they don't realize that like there are people living their lives every day, and like they have problems that we don't have. And like if you're not like tapped into that, like how can you expect your people to back you up if you're not like backing them up? Like Dad always says that like power comes from the people, right? And yet they're always fucking ignoring the people. But yeah, so I think those are like really important. You gotta like be willing to like listen to people and like hang out with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I can't like hang out with my subjects, then like why are they even my subjects? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that, and then like also like listening to like the council, even though I just shit on them.
You don't always have to listen to them.
But like you at least have to like hear them, and like even if they're wrong, sometimes they're like a little right. And you can kind of like pick that out. And then one, you can compliment them and kind of get them on your side. And then two, like that could actually be valuable, because like, you know, it's impossible to be hot and know everything. It's just not possible.
It's easy for me.
Anyway.
Dart would argue that you do not need to be hot to be a good leader, but being a good leader makes you hot. And then he licks his own eye.
Oh, that's something to think about.
That is very hot of you, Dart.
It's like Dart's hot now. Anyway,
You're right. Dart's hot now. No. Yeah. You're officially hot. And you know, welcome to the hotties.
Rain is going to say that in her mind, a good leader listens to everyone, their advisors of the past, but not as well as, especially like the people that they serve. And on our date, like Zaris definitely was down to like talk to the people who were like picketing and protesting against the park that your mom got made in Blast Bottom. I mean, they did spend a lot of money on a fancy park that not very many people are going to allow to have access to, but you know, I feel that. Or like they were down to listen to them. I was too scared of the threat of your mother to allow them to go into the thing. I was too scared for them to be even in the fucking room. That was just like, you know, I mean, I am the reason why people didn't steal the shit that was there, but you know, I was a guest, whatever, bye. So yeah, Zaris just like really listens, and that is yeah, hot girl shit.
Okay, by the way, babe, I totally got fruit trees for that part. Like we talked about, peaches and apples and oranges. Although it's not like the best place for oranges to grow, like they should be all right.
Well, we'll talk about invasive species. Okay.
Oh man.
Hand fact it down.
But yeah, who takes second watch?
Me.
Okay, Dart. Make a perception check.
Question before I do that. Are we still doing the whole double proficiency bonus for being in my special territory or whatever, my favorite terrain?
Yeah.
Okay.
So fill in your favorite terrain until you're inside the city.
22.
Okay. How far away from the pyramid do you guys think you camped?
I feel like maybe 60 to 100 minimum. I feel like I'd still want to camp in like darkness, like not like in a safe location. I wouldn't want to. It's like, oh, this is ours now. We've never been inside.
Like, do you think you can still see it?
I feel like we can still see it.
Okay, I'm just kidding. So, Dart, you notice two things. One, you notice that, I guess, wow, how far away you guys might be, like, to where if you would hear anything. I feel like you hear, just some general sort of soft commotion of like a group of people or a group of humanoids checking out the pyramid. Like if you're clear, maybe you like crept a little bit closer if need be, but something kind of like drew your attention here, thinking that there's activity at this pyramid. So you kind of hear like a group of people, and like a horse, sort of, but it's not exactly like a horse. It sounds like deeper than a horse, but you can hear the hooves, and it doesn't sound like they're trying to be quiet. You then see the top of the pyramid is capped with like it has like a gold, like the triangle cap on the top of the pyramid is gold. And on the very top of the gold is like a gemstone, it's some sort of white gemstone. It could be like quartz. It doesn't seem to be diamond because it's not like shiny. But you guys did see this. It just, wasn't really that relevant at the time, so I didn't mention it. But there's like a gemstone at the top. The gemstone at the top glows brightly, like super brightly, and it shoots like a beam of light into the sky that like cuts through the clouds. And then like it's sort of like, it's basically like the light, like the beam gets like a little bit wider and then skinnier, and then it kind of like fades out, and you can see a glow coming from the pyramid itself, like sort of like a bluish glow that then, are you going to investigate closer, I guess is what I should ask before I like continue to describe the scene? Because like right now I would assume you're just like close enough to like see like the light and hear a little bit of like the group.
Much like in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I hate to do it, but I'm tempted. I'm going to investigate.
Okay, roll stealth.
Are you going to wake anybody up, or does it wake anybody up?
It's not like super loud, like if that makes sense. It's like Dart's awake, so that's why he hears that there's commotion. The light doesn't make a noise.
Roll stealth?
I think you have like advantage or something. Or you double your proficiency, that's right.
Well, I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, damn.
But if it's double proficiency, that gives me a 13.
Do you want to like retroactively cast without trace out of curiosity? If you think Dart would do that, I'm fine with that.
No, let's see what happens.
Well, the perception check was an 11. 11, and in this case, is a good thing. They don't seem to notice. Like nobody seems to notice you as you kind of approach. There is a group of orcs with a rose, which is I will pull it up. It's kind of like a bison. Let me pull up an image. Oh, why am I not pulling this up on the iPad? I don't know, but it's too late now. So it looks like this.
Oh.
So you would know that, like, Jesus Christ. This is just, it's like, a rose is like an animal that, like,
It's a cow houndoon.
It's like a livestock animal. They are, I feel like Dart would know this. Rose are like typically used by like drow or like dwagar, like denizens of the Underdark, but it's not completely unheard of to see them on land, if that makes sense. But yes, you see a rose and you see a group of 3 orcs and a dwagar. The rose is pulling like a cart, and they are all like they're dressed completely decked out in adventuring gear. Like they don't look like the regular orcs that you've seen around here, in the sense of like, I mean, you know, in the sense of like they look like they are well equipped and ready to go. Like they look more competent than your average local orc. And they're all speaking in orcish together.
Speak it.
One of them is and you can understand that. One of them is one of the orcs is a woman, and she has a staff, and she's kind of like an older orc. She has really deep cut frown lines and wrinkles sort of on her face. And she's wearing like half of a bone headdress, if that makes sense. It's like she had a full bone headdress at some point, but it cracked in half. And instead of fixing it, she wore it. If that makes sense, she used that as her she stylized that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's wearing half of a bone headdress, and the bones are they look to be maybe rose or buffalo, or there's something with horns, maybe a goat. And she's wearing robes, and she looks, sort of. I mean, I guess you could say shaman-y, sort of priestessy. She's you hear her saying a prayer to Grumsh.
That guy.
And they're talking about they're discussing their plans for what they're going to do when they get inside. And they're like, don't touch anything. One of them is clearly the leader is he's a male orc that's wearing pretty nice looking chainmail. He has he's got basically the sides are shaved, and it's long on top sort of hairstyle, and it's coiffed a little bit. If that makes sense, each one of these people has a style. They're more they just kind of stand apart. They kind of stand apart from your average person, your average orc. But yeah, his hair is kind of coiffed, and it's the very tips of his hair are red. It's almost he dyed the tip of his hair, top of his hair red. And he's got kind of he's got a really chiseled jaw, and he's got kind of Dart wouldn't think he is handsome, but he's got kind of a handsome protagonist kind of face, right? And he's kind of just he's whatever you do, don't touch anything, okay? You wait for my cue, because we don't know what's going to happen when we get in there. But one thing we can guarantee, treasure. And you know what Vryn loves? Treasure.
Said Vryn.
And they're just they're basically, like I said, they're just kind of discussing. They're and some of them are they're kind of arguing. It's because the leader's well, I don't think we should split up. I know that you like to split up, but and the lady is I can summon things. Just leave me alone. You don't. I can go off on my own. It's not. Why are you stop trying to chain me to you? And she's kind of you definitely get that they don't agree on much. This shaman or priestess and the leader of this small adventuring party. You get the kind of gist that they don't really get along much, but yeah, so you see the beam in the sky, and that's when you kind of walk up and you hear them talking, and the front of the pyramid has so the pyramid has it's smooth. The sides are all smooth. They don't have steps. The front of the pyramid sort of pushes in and creates steps. And then you see a large slab of it just sort of opening up, and a doorway is opening. And that is the bluish glow, because it's coming from inside the pyramid. There's this it's almost foggy inside into the, if you're trying to from the outside, you're trying to look in it, it's almost you can tell it's some sort of magical obscurity, if that makes sense. It's you can't see in it by design, but you can see there's a glow coming out of it. And they do leave their rows outside. And they all of them walk in, all four of them walk in. And the rose is just like he right before they go in, the Dwagar, who isn't saying much, he's like the only one who doesn't have much to say, but he is speaking in Orcish. He hammers like a pike into the ground and like ties the rose up to the like stake in the ground before he goes, and he kind of gives him like a pat on his nose. So that's what you see. And like once they go in, the door will shut behind them. You would have time to jump in, but you would get trapped in there with them, most likely. I mean, you don't know. I guess you wouldn't know if you can open the door from the inside or how exactly it works.
I have a much funnier idea. So I'm going to make a note of where I saw the door at. Clearly it's where the route thing is staked up.
The door is like facing north, we'll say.
Okay. I'm going to go back to camp. And I'm going to wake up Boulder. And I'm going to say...
At your service, my king. Like he says it as he's sitting up.
Imagine like an Undertaker.
At your service, my king.
We're going to go do something, Buck.
I can't wait.
You're going to love it. Grab a shovel.
Fuck yeah. So do you want to re-stealth or use your previous stealth? Do you think you're like trying extra to not wake up them? Or do you think you're just waking up Boulder?
I'm just waking up Boulder.
Okay.
We're going to grab shovels, and we're going to go back to the temple, or the pyramid, and I'm going to show him how to dig a punji stick pit right in front of the door. If the orcs make it back out with the treasure, we're going to have an ambush waiting for them. Starting with your first lesson in wildly inhumane guerrilla warfare.
We're like,
War crimes. Yes, he will happily follow you and follow your instructions to a T.
Okay.
This is
to a tadpole.
This is an excellent idea. Perhaps we should dig two in case they think that there may be one and they jump over it. Then they can fall into the second one. And it would be worse because they'd have the momentum of having jumped over the first one.
Boulder? I love where your head is at right now. Let's totally do it.
Yeah!
Might as well put something above so when they jump up, it's like, boom. A pinball.
And then a pendulum blade.
Oh my god.
Might as well have one of those tripwires where the two logs crash over each other.
We somehow sleep through all this construction like a Looney Tunes episode.
We're just really heavy sleeper.
Now see, Boulder, this is what we call
You're
circular saw or a
boyfriend
gill
the
saw.
entire time you were on watch, so now you're tired.
Singing, thinking of them.
Yeah.
I think I missed you. Okay. We were at 7th and we heard Kiss Me Through the Phone. Kiss Me Through the Phone. You can imagine where I'm going with it.
Kiss me through the diplomats pad.
Never mind.
Okay.
Once we're done setting up our traps and we've let them rest a little bit longer, I'll go back and wake them up and tell them this one thing we're going to do.
So, are you waking them up like before sunrise, or like is it like morning? Like if that makes sense. Like is it the normal time they'd be waking up?
I mean, it's early. It's daybreak, I would say.
Okay. So yeah, you guys get your long rest. Yeah. When you wake up, like Boulder's like Rain. When you wake up, Boulder's like standing like right next to you, like he's like waiting for you to wake up. And like as soon as you open your eyes, he'll be like, "Guess what we did?"
So one of the things I learned in like martial arts growing up was how to trip people by like, so you grab the one side of their calf and then you grab the other side by their ankle and you push the opposite directions and it makes them fall. And that's what she does to Boulder. Just like grab leg and then like push to the opposite direction.
He does not expect this at all, so it totally works on him. And he just goes down.
And then we're just like laying there eye to eye.
And he just like stays there, if that makes sense, and just kind of like looks you in the eyes and he goes, "I should have waited.
Yeah, you smell like shit too.
We were doing frog stuff.
Or was that bad?
You smell like the stuff that comes out your butt. What do you call that?
All right.
As we're just laying there next to each other.
He like rolls away.
What? No snuggles? You wake me up abruptly? God, no little spoon. Fine. Where's ours?
So
I got this pillow and
No. Absolutely not. They don't. That's not invented in this world yet.
right.
it's really good for my neck.
Last night, while you guys were sleeping, I
Mm-hmm.
was on watch.
Mm-hmm.
I overheard some orcs, so I went to investigate. And remember that pyramid you spontaneously conjured with your wand of beans?
Oh, I forgot about that. How could I ever fucking forget?
We're in the shadow of it.
Right. George is like, you expect her to forget the coolest thing that's ever happened?
I grew that.
I'm its mother.
That's my proudest thing I've ever grown.
George is like, wow, your green thumb is insane.
I know, it's golden.
Two things. One, I deeply regret giving you the wand of beans.
So let me use it sooner. I gotta nurture it, actually. I'm gonna I'm gonna water it and put it in this.
So the orcs I overheard last night went into the pyramid looking for treasure. Now I figure either they're going to die horribly in there, which, hooray! And if not, when they come out, we're going to jump them. Me and Boulder got up last night and spent most of the evening digging punji stick traps.
This is very disturbing.
It was a bonding activity. Frog stuff.
War
It was really fun.
Okay, are we on the right side?
We have technically done something the exact same, just without the poop before. So this is not the first time this has happened in this group.
What were we not supposed to use? Poop. He said poop was necessary.
Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. These are orcs. It's all right.
They eat your kind. They ate your mom, right? So let's... Sorry.
What's that? But he takes it. He takes it, you know. You're right.
What did I say about not traumatizing my ex-POW friend?
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm sorry coming from your traumatized very traumatized friend. Very current traumatized friend.
He's got post-traumatic frog disorder.
I'm sorry about
We
your
all
frog
have
disorders.
We all have something wrong.
No, but everyone is validated.
Yeah. No, I'm saying everyone is validated. We just all have something wrong.
My king, prepare yourself for the sound. He'll give you a warning because he knows when the sound happens. It happens at the same time every morning. Shortly after sunrise.
Get away from the punches.
And Dart, you are feeling the ouchies from the sound of his screaming in your ears. Will you make a con save and a wisdom save for me?
My constitution save is 15, and wisdom save is a nat 1 plus 4. This die. 2 nat 1s in an evening. I mad at it.
So your wisdom save was the 15?
No, my wisdom save was a 5. My constitution save was a 15.
Okay. So you feel the intense pain from hearing the sound resonating in your head. The pain is shooting through your body. It is disturbing your soul once again. The last time this happened to you, you heard the sound, you were able to defend yourself from the assault on your soul. This time, you are not so lucky. You feel it disturbing you. Like before, you had felt kind of like that. You felt your soul steeling itself against this disruption, this like sonic disruption. And this time, you are not able to resist or rebuke this damaging effect. However, you don't pass out this time. But it hurts like hell. It hurts worse. Like every time like you fail a wisdom save, which you've done twice now, it hurts more the next time you hear it. It hurts way more. And the anger and the hatred that you feel bubbling up inside you. It makes you feel like the fluid-filled canals in your body are boiling hot. Like you're just so impossibly angry. Like if Vryn was in front of you right now, you would destroy him by smashing your face into him. That's how fucking angry you are, if that makes sense. That's how fucking intense it is. There's no logic. It's just this destructive hatred. But once that grip lets you go, you feel that it has damaged you, but you are able to kind of shake off the residual effect, and you don't pass out from it. Balder, he's like tense the entire time the sound is going on, but he doesn't look like anywhere near as it like it's like he is not in pain in the same way that like Dart is. It's almost like he does kind of like pause as if he's like somewhat entranced, but he doesn't like react really. He just like waits for it to pass, and he goes, "Are you okay, my king?"
I suffer as my people suffer. I will channel that suffering and rage into glorious retribution. Let's go kill some orcs.
Yeah, do you say anything about it, Zevari, out of curiosity? Every time it happens, I feel like you're
I'm always like, I'm keeping a close eye on Dart now. Just do another Arcana check really quick.
You're gonna try to like read his soul.
Yeah, never mind.
Here.
Yeah.
The rolls are rough, huh?
Yeah. My dice are mad
I
at
should have inspiration. I feel like I feel like you should always have it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what kind of? You've done some dope role playing recently, right? You could have inspiration if you wanted it. I feel like that makes sense. Because I feel like I keep forgetting to give it to you guys. But like you guys are constantly role playing super good, so it's like. I guess like so. I was thinking maybe like we could do like you have inspiration. Like, you start with one each session. If you don't have one, you have one, and then you can have like up to two. But if like you have one. When you start the session, you don't gain another one. If that makes sense. We always have at least one. Does that make sense? We could do that. That way we always have the inspiration there. Because you guys are always kicking ass anyway at the role play. Did you re-roll?
I'm about to.
If you want it, you don't have to. I just
want to. Nat 20.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Dart's soul is like green. We've discussed this, I think. You like kind of sense the taint. Now you can see the taint. In the sense that it's altered the color of his soul slightly.
Oh, you bleached his butthole. What color is his soul?
So it is still green. It's just like off. Like the color is off now. Like the color is visibly
like kind of
off. It's more like so. I'm trying to think about it. Green. What happens when you mix like red and green? Like they don't mix, right?
Opposite.
They don't mix well, right? So like doesn't it like kind of get brownish or?
Yeah, they like brown each other out. They clash. Sorry, color wheel. Yeah, they neutralize each other, so they like turn to like a brown, just like glossy.
So it's like as if a little bit of red was introduced to his green.
Green makes yellow.
He's red and blue.
Right, I'm talking about his soul.
Okay,
the color of his soul.
Okay, I'm trying.
Guys,
red and green.
Red and green makes yellow.
Huh?
Red and green makes yellow.
Is that what the internet says?
I didn't know that. That sounds like impossible, but
it's brown as well.
I thought it was brown. Like for hair, it's like brown.
I did Google it.
Is that yellow is a color that like you can't make? Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We're looking up color theory, folks. Give us a second.
This will be edited out.
This answer is more complicated than I thought.
Yeah, it depends on if you're talking about light or like pigment. In pigment, it makes brown. In light, it makes yellow.
Okay, so we're gonna say it starts to yellow then, because probably I imagine like soul color
and like a tree, like a leaf.
Yeah,
yellows over time, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's like his soul has gotten more yellow. Zevari, what's that nat 20? You get the inkling to take a glance at Boulder and look at his soul as well.
What's his soul looking like?
His soul seems as though it was also green.
Mm-hmm.
It is not green. It is like much more yellow than green. But you can kind of tell by looking at it, or kind of looking at him and kind of how the energy is flowing. I don't know exactly how to describe it because it's like an intangible thing. It's sort of like a feeling mixed with a visual component. His soul is like fully tainted. And
Is he really your friend or is he?
actually, roll another Arcana check.
23.
Not only is it like his soul is tainted, you see that there's like an ombre of color. There's like a little bit, like it like goes from like greener to like much more yellow, if that makes sense. And now that you see it in Boulder, you almost see that same pattern in Dart. It's like you didn't really notice it until you've seen like the full pattern, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Boulder's soul is missing some of it, and that it has been replaced with another piece of a soul from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, you've never seen anything like this, and like obviously you're very new to this. Like Asmodeus has never really told you that you can read auras. You don't even know exactly how or why you're able to do it. So you don't have any frame of reference for what this means, but it's like, but you can see it. You know, you can see it. It's like the yellower section has like a different resonance, a different frequency, a different vibe to it than the greener section. They don't seem like they're coming from the same creature. Whatever has replaced the part of the soul that is missing from Boulder, like it's someone else's soul or something else's soul. Why are you looking at me like that?
None of your business. Rain, can you help me gather some fish down at the creek really quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why was she looking at me like that?
Mind your own fucking business.
I don't love what you're saying, but I love the way you're saying it.
Zavari's just gonna tell you what the fuck she saw. And she's like freaking out.
You mean his soul is being ripped away bit by bit with that thing?
I think so. I also really don't know what it means. I am scared for Dart.
Yeah. How much of his soul?
Of Dart soul?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like 99%, 97%?
Like a 15? 15?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of soul.
Maybe like, we'll say 12.5. That's like a fifth or an eighth. Something.
Fuck it. 12 point.
Yeah, a little less than 15.
Yeah, a little less than 15. That's still a lot of soul.
Boulder, it's like 25%.
As a cleric of a god of nature, I'm strongly of the opinion that souls can heal.
Solange would not
I'm
disagree with
just
you.
telling you this. You have a much stronger bond with Dart than I do. So if you notice like drastic changes,
It's because he's 12 something less percent less Dart.
I've dyscalculia. This is really hard for me. This is a bar.
Oh my goodness. Rain
my
started
gosh.
pacing.
You know what you need to do? Like, from Lilo and Stitch, like the drawing and Stitch, his bad meter. That's what you do, like, for a Dart. You color in.
Yes, I'm going to make a bad meter for Dart and color some of it in.
Well, we gotta color in a little bit for the punji sticks. I'm just kidding.
But,
Look,
Yeah.
we invaded Vietnam. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the soul bad. Soul stealage.
Yes, soul stealage is really the meter.
Rain, do you think you know anything about souls and shit? Out of curiosity? Do you have any reason to know anything about them?
I mean, a little bit. There's the ceremony of the school where you input some of your soul into the sacred stones of the order. If you've made it to the Grand Mentor level, which I am far from, but It's a transference.
It's not unheard of in some regard, then.
A transference of
Energy.
okay.
Like, I'm not just a priest, I'm a war priest in defense of the god of nature. And these orcs have made an organized industrial process of the consumption of my people. I am justified in being both angry and murderous in defense of them.
We will use
Says
the
I.
sticks as we like.
I feel like I can hear Dart justifying war crimes in the distance.
Oh yeah, you guys are not even next to them. We're just so upset that we're like ranting at each other. It was justified.
Really loudly.
It was justified. But yeah, so I mean, I would say with like everything that you just said about like what you know about soul transference, kind of similar. It seems like it's kind of similar, but like there's obviously a different purpose for this sort of transference.
And it kind of reminds me a bit of maybe the ritual, like creating new knights, right? Where they're transferring potentially the souls of those bad guys that they were holding hostage. Not bad guys, they were misunderstood monsters. I don't know.
So for that sort of ritual, it was more similar to like a lucky brain flip situation, where like the knights were being like piloted by like presumably like voiceless talkers, mind flayers, or perhaps even like Saxon or something. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It was slightly different. It was more like brain over soul. But like, you know, it's a reasonable like line of thinking. It's just, you know, I mean, you guys don't have a ton of information, but I do think there's, you know.
The only thing that we know for sure is this is definitely related to that sound, which is coming from the bowl, which Ren has control over.
Yes.
Which, what the fuck is he doing with the souls? Or does he not? No, I don't know.
And if we release them, do they go back? Like Scooby-Doo? Maybe.
Let's just keep an eye on Dart and Boulder, and hopefully we can figure this out before it gets much worse.
Yeah, we should also probably notify Shadow Viper so he is aware.
Should we tell Dart? Do you think that would cause more harm than good at this moment?
Let's wait.
Okay.
You hear like a rustle and like a tree limb sort of like leans down and eyes open up off the limb. Oh my God. And he sort of like forms, sort of like snakes his way off of the tree and kind of forms into his humanoid form with his like, his partial humanoid form with his long snake tail. And he goes, "Did somebody say Shadow Viper?"
How long were you listening?
Not very long, to be honest. I was keeping an eye on Dirt, and then I noticed you guys had wandered off. I was just making sure. And then you aren't wandering off to circle back and kill him.
Oh no.
Man, I love this guy.
Literally just rolls her eyes and is like, I can't.
You never know. You never know.
Well, if he seems to be acting different, it's because apparently the noise he is hearing
Pulls up the tainted meter.
is tainting his soul.
You're a talented artist.
Oh, thank you. I did many years of art classes.
It's about 12.5% taint on a dart,
Which is a lot on a little guy.
What does the taint do? What is the nature of the taint?
We're not sure what the nature of the taint is, but it is messy.
Just vile, even.
Scrunches up his nose and kind of looks disgusted. And we'll keep an eye on him. But he does not seem like he is acting any different.
Well, that could change. You know, just it's good to be mindful and aware.
Yes.
And stay with Boulder. Something's going on with him too.
Oh, I will be keeping my eye on that one. And my crossbow, just in case. Just in case. Could be a double agent. Could be a double triple agent.
I like this guy. His lack of trust.
You know, I've learned a lot from you, Rain, and it's how to be more suspicious of people. Thank you.
Let's be suspicious. Let's be suspicious.
Let's be suspicious
Of other people. Hey.
And Shadow Viper rolls the coin across his knuckles and disappears into the trees.
I wonder why. And as he's slithering away, I wonder why Dark told me to do that.
Dark would.
He absolutely would.
We'll all laugh about it later, I promise.
You're just like,
Did you guys return to the group? Okay. Did you bring fish?
I tried. I did the Mulan, like, fishing in the water, like, thing.
That will never work.
All she grabbed was Boulder's foot and tripped him again.
And the fish that are eating off his toes. There you go. And just drops them. Yep.
And someone, you're gonna just shout them. We're back.
Yeah. Zevari gets letters from her family.
Still no word from Tree Warden.
I did not write a letter from Tree Warden, but he does get back to you.
And that was like a month ago.
Right, was. I definitely ran out of time when it came to writing the letters this time. So, because instead of prepping all month like I should have, I didn't. Yes, he will say, most excellent, King Darth. Right away. I will work on it as swiftly as possible, which, as you know, is not that swift, but it will be done. I will compile a list of documents. And, yes, you got the deed to Gravesford. Are you reading the letters?
Oh, yeah.
Did you read both of them?
Both of them. I just got a notification for one. I'll look in a little bit. You've read this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a letter from Zalia kind of telling me what's going on in Umbermore with, like, you know, Zaris and Remu, and she had noticed that they were wearing, like, the mind shielding rings that make it so nobody can read your mind. And I asked her, okay, take one off, tell me what happens. A British version. The highlighted is what she reported back to me on.
And what was the end part of that? What was the end part of the highlighted section?
Like it's anchored to them. And it didn't budge the skin at all. I do have a thought as to what the hell that is, something that we've seen already as a party. Do you remember the Master Ravens had a ring on that was like embedded into them? Like into their bone structure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. I have no idea if that's the case, but that's what it is reminiscent of in this moment.
It's hard to care for a royal.
This ring kind of makes it hard to. Oh, it's just uncomfortable. You know, like, this is my favorite hand. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm trying to like.
We don't have notification as to what hand this is on. Do not know what hand this is on.
No one knows. Use your imagination at home, folks.
That is just something
Every time you feel sad for Zars, I have to make a sex joke to balance it out.
100% by frogs greet each other with tongue fives.
And just now reading the other one. It is from Remu. After Zevari learned of the trial, she did message her father. It's basically like, what the fuck is going on? So.
Oh, they sent back a book?
Not a book, a novella.
Okay.
Just, you know.
It's probably not, I don't know, is it long?
Not that long.
I didn't think these were that long. Plus, it's, you know, a lot of him being a certain way. What? Oh?
I'm reading.
Sorry? I wrote it, so I was like, it wasn't me.
There's a lot of stuff here, but the thing that's most interesting says, it was decided amongst the council and the empire that we would not include you in the trial.
Oh my goodness. You being part of the trial is part of the trial.
If I may, he also says, I apologize for not telling you. I admit I knew you would feel emotional about it, so I did not want to involve you.
Yeah, I'm reading and ingesting at the same time. That's just,
Then it also says that it was agreed upon.
Goodness. Rain is so happy that Zaris is not like Rimu in that regard. She is waiting for the day where Rimu does something that she realizes that Zaris does.
Anything else you want to share?
My lovely father very clearly instructed me not to go to the trial. He thinks Dolorath would try to have me incriminate my own family as if I am stupid. I am going to that trial anyway.
Okay. Where you go, I go.
You don't have to.
You need protection. Your mom clearly told me that I would face the the force of the Umbermore army if anything ever happened to you. And that includes the Dolorath family, Kenway family, whatever the fucks they are.
I mean, he also clearly told me not to go to Dolorath, and we're doing that anyway.
Well, hey, here's to disappointing your fathers.
Thanks.
I hope that satisfies your need for a reply from your dad.
Thank you.
But he says he loves you.
Yeah.
But does he?
And that he's just trying to protect you.
But is he? There's just rain in the background.
You can see Zevari very clearly upset, but not willing to feel more than that, if that makes sense. Like, the way that you think a woman in her position would feel is literally under that.
And Rain is trying to be the inner, back of your mind, there's 99% of your it's like that train, but there's probably something in the back of your mind this is fucked. And Rain is just going, this is fucked. And just is just saying the things that the back of your mind is saying that you won't acknowledge.
Rain, I know that you think that this is fucked. It is very annoying. It is unfortunately how a lot of these things go. Which is why I'm having Zalia spy on my family for me in the meantime.
Yeah.
It's nothing that she wasn't doing already, just for her own accord.
Mm-hmm.
I just told her if she sees anything interesting, let me know.
Don't you think that your mother's monitoring her stuff?
I mean, Zalia is being monitored. To some extent, she's 13, but
she's parental controls on her diplomat's pouch.
They do take it away at certain times.
Where copies get automatically CC'd
I will say...
She did say that they don't always let her have it.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't mention if they screen her.
I will say there are benefits to being the heir of a family. There's benefits to being the spare of a family. Your reins sometimes aren't as tightly held. There's even more benefits when you're the third in line. You don't even have a title. So she is able to use her position to her benefit, and I'm very proud of her for that.
Well, I just hope you know that if there's ever a time where it seems like she's in trouble or goes too far, that, I would help with whatever you needed.
If something were to ever happen, and for whatever reason you found yourself in a position between me or Zalia, please do not hesitate to help Zalia. Please promise me. She is the only shining light right now, still pure. I need to make sure that she is protected.
I told Zaris the same thing. I would do whatever is needed to make sure that she doesn't go through the same thing that you went through.
If you need to protect someone, I could teach you how to make a punji stick trap.
Can you get one that's portable?
It's less poop, 100% less poop.
But it's a portable punji stick. Yes. Yes, that could definitely be a thing. Ask the curator. He'll be disgusted.
Adjust my excavate arrow to also, in the 5-foot thing that it digs out, lay sticks as well.
Oh my god, yes.
I just thought that it could just be your...
And then a poop arrow to follow up.
It's a porta potty.
Oh my god. Ew.
Belle would love it.
Oh my god.
A death porta potty is all I'm thinking about.
The body can just feed the Lanta, right?
Yeah. Poop in it. That's all she Wrong campaign, y'all. Wrong campaign.
Pooping that?
It's a different t-shirt.
But yeah, so your morning is, you're get your letters in the morning, and something's up with Dart, and what the hell is going on? Then Boulder will, can I take you to the rest of the syndicate, or should we stake out the pyramid, you think?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how long it's going to take them to do that. They've been in there hours so far.
Mm-hmm.
It could be in their days.
I guess we'll just have to go meet the syndicate and come back and see if my trap caught anything.
I can send Dart out to keep watching the area.
Oh, man, Daru could let you know.
Yeah.
If you want.
Not a bad idea. Excellent. I can't wait. Our camp is currently outside of the radius, so we will be traveling for a few hours. Are you prepared?
Do you have any medicinal herbs that help with healing?
Basic herbs, yes.
Okay. Do you have them on you so you're ready to help us heal if need be?
Oh, no, I don't have anything on me. We do at camp. I'm not really,
Okay. Then yeah, let's head to your camp. That's what
I'm
we're
a
doing.
killer. In like a good way.
Mm-hmm. Gotta kill her.
So he will lead you to his camp, and he is like jumping through the trees and like he is like really good at traveling through at like a breakneck pace, if that makes sense.
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto through the tree. So where are you from, Ray? Like they're talking while they're jumping through the tree.
God.
The other side of the mountain.
Which mountain?
That big one over there.
I don't think you guys. I was like, you guys could see the Iron Beast from here.
Oh, the Iron
Pretty
Beast.
far away. But he's like, I wish I knew what that was.
Yeah, I kind
Maybe
of.
one day I'll see the world.
I don't know what they are either. We don't really get to see these mountains. Like there are mountains, but apparently there's a break. I don't know. There's. It's weird. I went under them. I didn't go over them.
I live on the side of them.
Interesting. So you're from the same mountains.
Yes.
Are you sisters?
No.
Lovers?
Fighters.
I'm a third mysterious thing.
Ah, besties.
Complicated. Oh yeah. Oh.
You're having that concept here.
Oh yes, besties.
Mm-hmm. If you're not complicated with your bestie, then are they really besties?
That's so cool.
That's hard.
That's so
Oh my god, if I was either one of them.
So the LEAP Syndicate camp, the current camp, is in the canopy of trees, so it's not on the ground, it's off the ground. There is like, essentially they've made, by layering like larger leaves over like sections of the tree's canopy, they've made like a very light floor. Like this is something that you probably couldn't, you can't roll over, right? Like you would have to stay like on main tree branches to kind of like stay up here. It's a very small camp. I don't have a map of it, but just sort of imagine that it's kind of like sort of like a series of hammocks up in the trees, and they've picked like a particularly like dense part where like it's really like it's heavily shaded. Like the canopy here is very dense and it's heavily shaded and sort of like darker, if that makes sense. And like when like he's like as he's like arriving to the camp, he kind of like opens his mouth to just like a little, and his like croak sack like blossoms and gets really large, and he goes and is like sort of like very like intentional pattern. That way they do not attack us when we arrive. So that is like the sound that he uses to let them know it is me, Boulder. And he will explain to you each of our members has a distinct sound that they use to alert the others.
I want to do a sound so bad.
Oh yeah, you'll have a sound. You can have a sound too. Yes, please.
I can have a sound?
Yes.
I'm trying to resist the urge to go, wah.
Oh, wow. I would want you to do that every time at the table.
Every time you come up to any member of the LEAP Syndicate.
No, it's not going to be that.
Yes, you can have a sound. Absolutely.
I'll think about my sound.
But yes, and as he looks at you guys and he's like, should we meet on the ground? I can tell them to come down.
I'd be up here.
He kind of jumps ahead a little bit, and
I love it.
you
Feels great for you.
like a chorus of like happy sounding croaks, and you hear of like several frogs jumping down and like landing on the jungle floor, the soft jungle floor, the wet feet slapping against the ground.
A sound I haven't heard in many years.
And as you guys like sort of emerge through the trees at the base of the tree where this camp is, you suddenly find yourself surrounded by 8 in total frogkin, all roughly about Boulder's age and of varying sizes. And they all just and they all have like a dark pigmentation, but they're not all like solid black, if that makes sense. Like, they have different coloration, but they're all dark pigmented. And
That's a lot of pancakes.
and Boulder stands in front of them and he says, "LEAP Syndicate, I introduce to you King." And they just fucking lose their minds, start croaking like crazy. I don't know.
And then I, for flavor, I put a flame wall behind him.
Oh yeah, the blue flames.
Just for flavor's sake.
Yeah, there's all kinds of a chorus of various croaks.
And he just goes, oh no, that's it.
Yes. I can't make a frog noise and save my life. We can cut out all those terrible noises I made and use that. You hear a chorus of fucking frog croaks. Everybody's just like cheering. And he says, "LEAP Syndicate, assemble." And they all kind of like get into like a rank, a rank and file. And you can see like one, like they all kind of like stand in order. And he says, "Boulder, founder, leader, and commander of the LEAP Syndicate. This," and he gestures to like the person next to him, a dark red frogkin that's very small, but looks fully developed, if that makes sense. Like, this type of frog is just small, but it's like kind of similar to like a tree frog. This is Ant, my captain, second in command of the LEAP Syndicate. And Ant says, "Pleasure to meet you, King."
I want to maintain my composure, but I cannot. I am overwhelmed with emotions and on the brink of tears because this is the most frog I've seen in one place since before my village was destroyed.
Reminds me of a scene of Tenzin and Korra. I can't. That's all I'm gonna say. That's You have to watch it, bitch.
So cute. We all just start screaming. Yeah, you gotta watch it. So yes, this is Ant, the second in command, our captain. Immediately following is a dark blue with black spots. Very, very dark blue. And this one is actually a little bit larger than Boulder, closer to dark size. This is Keen, our lieutenant. And Keen kind of gives he with his tongue goes whoosh, and gives a salute. Just
oh yes,
a salute across the top of his eyes with his tongue. and our squad leaders. Tad steps forward, dark brown with like these little black specks all over him. He is our best hunter. And Tad goes, my king, I'm sorry I doubted your existence. And he looks kind of like ashamed, like he's like groveling almost. Sorry I doubted your existence. And our other squad leader, Dappa. Very small, dark green color with dark brown spots. The first female frogkin I've seen.
I was gonna look that.
She has she has little eyelashes coming off the corner of her big round eyes, so she looks a little bit feminine.
Where do you get those falsies from? Damn.
Nature.
She goes, cat whiskers.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you, King. I always knew you were real.
She always believed in you, Dart. I like her already.
I forgot that I have like the thingy, the obsidian thingy on here to take notes with.
I have my obsidian up. That's where I'm getting my notes from.
Can I just have the names again?
Sure. So the captain, his name is Ant, their name is Ant. They are non-binary. Sorry, I'm misgendering my own OCs. That's the captain, second in command. The lieutenant, which is third in command, is Keen, spelled like K-E-E-N. Keen.
I was thinking you'd be Keen when I...
Oh, Keen, K-E-E-N. Male, and squad leaders. Tad, dark brown with black specks. He's the hunter. And the other squad leader is Dappa, the girl. And there are 3 unranked members, which doesn't mean that like they're lesser, it's just that they don't have like a title yet. They are newer. Our crafter, Sunny, who is a dark green with darker blue spots. This is, and he points to a male frogkin who's a little bit like naturally chubbier, if that makes sense. He's got like kind of like a wider build. He's a little bit thicker, and he's got kind of like he is still a frog, but he's got like sort of like a bumpy ridge on the top of his head, sort of similar to like a toad, but like still frogkin. This is Bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles is the brains, and
It's the sauce.
and Bubbles is fucking Dart.
It is.
I can't believe you're real. This is fantastic. Please, you must tell me all about culture, frog culture. Boulder doesn't know anything. You you have to help me. There's no books in this place. We have 3 books.
What are they?
There's a book on I don't have the name, but there's a book on mushrooms.
Nice.
There is a book on fight, like sword fighting, and the other book that they have is like a book of like fables, like think like the fantasy version of Red Riding Hood, or where the Red Riding Hood is the wolf or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. It's just like it's a very short, small book. So the most substantial book they have is like one on sword fighting, and it's like got diagrams in it. It's got like techniques and like forms, and the whole thing is written in like poetry. To kind of like that, like it has like choreography, like fighting choreography. It's kind of like you're supposed to practice the choreography to like learn to fight. So that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Knowing that my book to me, that I've learned all the things I need for my manual quickness, and that in 100 years it'll reset, but I don't know if I'm going to be here in 100 years.
It could still be useful.
I thought it'd be useful. First, I want to learn how to stretch properly. Especially those who are filled with fluid canals.
I'll take it. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Now you have 4 books.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to start a library whenever we get a stronghold. Well, we've got our eye on a place, but I'm not sure that we can clear it out.
Is it?
Well, we'll talk about that later. Please allow me to introduce our final member. He's like, stop it, Bubbles. And out walks another female frogkin. She is dark gray all over, almost black, and her eyes are like a very dark grayish blue. And she has made her own lipstick from something, from maybe bugs or plants or what?
From bugs. Not the chili pepper.
No, not the chili pepper lipstick.
It'd be really hard to get that here.
But yeah, she's made sort of her own lipstick.
Probably plants.
From plants that she is she's kind of crushed up. And so she's got just a tiny bit of red on her upper lip from the lipstick. And yeah, and her name is Jambette. This is Jambette.
I love the voice, but I should be the other one with Dart.
Dart, I am Jambette. Please allow me to welcome you with a song. She goes, and her croaks out, and she sings a croaky melody that is surprisingly pleasant to the ear, to you guys, to the non-frogs.
She can carry
in the room. She can actually carry a tune. She actually does sound good. She has a nice voice, but she's just singing sort of she's using her voice as an instrument to sing.
What she's saying in frog is get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that.
Get back, you don't know me like. But in Friggish, it sounds really beautiful.
Yeah. Friggish.
Yes, in Friggish it sounds beautiful. But yeah, so you are now staring at all of the adult members of the LEAP Syndicate. There are some children, they are still hiding.
Good.
He will tell you two of our children could maybe fight if they needed to. The other 3 are too young to do anything of the sort and must be protected at all costs. I will give you the names of the kids, but I will not introduce you to them this session, I feel.
You're afraid I'll adopt them?
Well, your kids, Dart's gonna adopt them.
Hide your kids. Hide
your wives.
Hi, Jambette.
Yeah.
Not Jambette. You don't ship Jambette. That's right.
Jambette, because Goo. No, it wasn't Goomba. Or Gooba. Gooba. It was not that. I made a mental note it's not that, but I didn't mental note what it actually is.
So the children, the oldest is Cap.
No Cap.
Roughly the same age as Cap, is a little bit younger, a couple of days younger, is Drip. Then Dare. Dare is old enough to start learning how to fight, but cannot fight. Squish is the second to youngest. Cannot fight at all.
Adopted.
No Cap.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep. The youngest, who is barely a tadpole, still has their tail, is Lucky.
Is that
When you said there were 5, I was kind of hoping their names were going to be Dodge, Dip, Duck, Dive, and Dodge.
Thought about it. I didn't think about it. Yeah. They are they're just swarming you. They're all they're all just gathered around Dart. They are so enamored by you. They're oh, and they're he's so healthy. Wow.
So,
you must eat well.
If I was just barely holding back my emotions as I met the adults, I am completely losing it when the kids come out. I'm bawling.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, then we'll do that. Jambette will hop up with Bubbles, and they will gather the kids and bring them down. So they introduce you to the kids one at a time. Cap, all dark brown. His like spots and like coloration hasn't fully developed yet. He like looks a little bit scrappy, and he's got kind of like he's got really long legs, like for his body, because you know what I mean. Like he's like in that awkward phase where his like legs are too long. And he wears like a hat that is like it's like half of like a dried out gourd with like a leaf bill, if that makes sense, around like around the top of it. He's like made himself a hat. Drip is dark blue, and he's like kind of like timid, like, you know, he's like kind of like he stands kind of like behind Cap and sort of like looks over your shoulder, and is like whispering to Cap like in Fribbish, quietly in Fribbish, and Cap is like, it's okay. It's okay. Drip is like, can I touch you? Can I touch you? I don't know. I don't have the voices down. And he just like runs, just like touches you super fast and just takes off.
I touched the butt.
Exactly. And then hopping out of Jambette's arms is Dare. Dare is like a little dark red, sort of like, it's very similar to like Ant in the sense of like a smaller sort of like build of a frog. And Dare seems like real fast. And it's kind of like, you want to see how fast I can run, King Dart?
Yes, I do.
You want to see me do it again?
So many times.
And he's just like hop, 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 hop. And it's like you can see that he's like hopping in the same spots as he goes down like to the other side of the camp, or he hops up into the trees, and then you know he's going like he's got this like little track that he's been doing in the camp, and he's like, Did you time me? Did you time me? Did you time me, King Dar? And he's like, this one, he's not scared. He like starts tapping you, and Boulder's like, whoa, 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 like hands off the king, like, and then from Bubbles' arms, he like gently lets down a much like smaller, like think like wall tour size, dark green. I should write that down. Green. I said Dare is red. Yeah. So dark green, and looks up at you and is like, wow, a real king, like in the book that Bubbles reads us. And like he's like looking up at you with so much like wonder and amazement, and like looking in his eyes, it's like the exact same look that Waldor gives you.
Oh,
Like that exact look. He said, wow, like you're like a god to him. And then Jambette she'll kind of like turn around, and on her back is a very, very small froglet. The only one that isn't dark colored. This one is like a yellow, sort of like I don't know if you've seen those like yellow and black sort of banana colored frogs, like that sort of color, with a little bit of black developing on the tips of their newly formed hands, and you can see that she's still got a little tail. It hasn't it no longer has a fin, but it's still like that tail shape, like it hasn't fully like fallen off yet. And she's just like kind of clutching like Jambette's shoulder, and Jambette will like take her off and go, this is Lucky. And Lucky just kind of looks up at you like with just really, really wide eyes, and then just sucks on the tip of her finger, and she goes, Lucky doesn't talk. She should be able to by now, but she doesn't. And she just goes, just like a very soft, squeaky ribbit. Just that's it. No actual word. She's saying hi, I think.
To see Another frog folk brings me so much joy. I don't even know how to express it, but to see little froglets again after all these years is one of the greatest joys of my life. I am so happy to meet each and every one of you. I can squish all of your little faces.
Dare, the little red one that's like kind of outgoing, is like, what are you waiting for, King Dirt? Squish us! And he just like throws his body at you. Like just throws himself at you.
And tears.
And then and all of the frog kids and like they just all start gathering around Dart and hugging him and
Yeah, like a weird pile of grapes.
really dark.
Yeah.
All these like dark muddy colors.
Oh, the sound is atrocious.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's very sticky, very wet. But yes, they all celebrate and there's just for like a moment in these frogs' lives there is nothing but hope.
But hope. It's gonna be alright.
It'll be alright.
Thank you for listening to Roll Forth. This has been the Empire Initiative featuring Samaria Hawkins as Lady Zevari / Lady Litria, Ryan Musgrove as King Dart of the Hopkins, Rachel Voss as Rain Vosgrove, and our wonderful MD, Shanna Cantu. Make sure to follow our socials, like, subscribe, do all the things, and yeah, please stay safe, friends.
Profile.
Yeah. And when we return, Bubbles will tell you a little bit about his thoughts. He's got ideas and he wants to express. So when we return, Bubbles will help you guys formulate a plan as to what we're going to do next. Like,
Yeah.
the brains will tell you what he knows.
Okay, bye.